Hey everybody, it's Bust with Expedition Trial number 404. Let's see what shows up. All right. So we didn't get any of the new champions, so we're gonna have to just go with something else. I was kind of immediately drawn to Katarina here. I can't remember the last time we actually drafted to or around Katarina, but let's just go with kind of the standby method of drafting the one that we've drafted the least recently, and I'm pretty sure she's going to fall into that category as well. So we're just going to head over to the site. If you're not familiar with it, it's ftpbus.com. It's where I keep all of my expedition-related content. We're just going to be up here on the navigation bar, clicking on the little search button, and doing a little bit of searching here. And so let's see, Katarina. I can't imagine the last time we actually built around her. I never actually built around Katarina. It's been actual forever. Yeah, so that will be our champion of choice here. And so let me see what she comes stacked up with. The Calling Strike and the Sharpened Resolve, not a great start, but let's swing back over here to the Expedition Helper and see what's living in this card pool. And so, yeah, I mean this Katarina card pool, it's meant to take advantage of getting multiple attacks in the same turn. The of course super easy way to see this would be with the likes of Legion Marauder, but the kind of other things that you can technically be doing would be say we have a challenger on board, we attack with Legion Drummer, give that unit challenger, and then we get to make a second attack, then we might be able to quick attack a different unit. And so that's kind of the idea. Within this pool itself, it does have some, of the stronger cards in it. Legion Rearguard lives here for the aggro kind of things. Thorn of the Rose is a nice little medium quality unit that can support other decks, whether or not that's like something with stuns or 5 attack matters or the discard theme that we're seeing out of Scion. Lots of things that we could get going with that. And then just the kind of standard good top end down here with the Tusk Raider and Kato the Arm at Epic as your kind of game closers. And so as I take this card pool, the thing I'm kind of hoping that happens here is that we see a Poppy in the second pack. If Poppy, counts as a Demacia champion, if we're able to get Poppy, then we could do a lot of super powerful things with her attacking twice. And a lot of the cards that play well to Katarina also play well to Poppy. So that would be, kind of like our ideal find here. I was going to say I'm not going to count on it, but ooh, there it is. And so, okay, Poppy, welcome to the squad. We can definitely get something going together here. And so, yeah, let's get her pulled up real quick as well. The way that Poppy tends to like to play is she has a lot of this like really good early game. So we're going to see the Babbling Balladeers, the Bandle Commando, Yordle Smith, Yordle Squire. Like all of these one-drop cards are extremely good. But the problem that Poppy runs into is she doesn't have any interaction and she doesn't have any good late game cards. And so I think that here we should be able to really piece together like an extremely strong early game, then maybe pick up like some decent mid-range cards like Legion Marauders, and then close out these games with the likes of Armored Elephants. And so there's also, a handful of removal over in the Katarina pool. But the kind of thing that really draws me to this is like if we're attacking with Poppy and she survives and then we get to make a second attack with her, like that just seems so insanely strong. And so goodbye Quinn, hello Poppy, and let's see what we can get going together here. Now this is a Bandle City card pool. That's interesting. I didn't realize that this Poppy worked like this. I mean, I knew she was Bandle City Demacia, but I thought this was a base Demacia card pool. It is not. Oh, there's the Yordle Ranger for lots of interesting plays as well. But okay, I'm on board with what we're able to pull off here. Welcome to the squad, Poppy, and let's see what we can do. So, all right, very easy take here in the Yordle Ranger. This is just an extremely, extremely high-powered unit coming out of a card pool that just has a bunch of I shouldn't say it has a bunch of garbage in it. That's a false statement. It has a bunch of it doesn't have a bunch. It has no late game in it, and so finding the Yordle early is quite good. It also plays quite well to the curve in these decks in the sense that. Oh, hang on, I thought you cost 5. I was going to say you can kind of curve the Yordle Ranger into Armored Elephant, but the Elephant costs 6 as well. But this will be fine. I, of course, saw our boy Legion Rearguard over here, but this pack to the right in the middle is just a little bit too strong. Okay. All right. What are we getting here? So, interesting set. There is, kind of the Rally and Golden Aegis, which would, of course, play fantastically with Poppy, but I don't think I really want cards like For Demacia. I've been kind of like wakening up to playing cards like For Demacia in these Poppy decks just because there's no late game. But I think we can kind of fix that no late game problem. The other problem with these Golden Aegis cards is they put us into Demacia. So I think I kind of want to stay away from that. Over here, we're not going to be playing the discard cards, so Lady of the Blood is not good. We're not going to hit an Allegiance with Basilisk Rider, so he's not good either. So that's going to leave us down here with the Bandle City pack of the Painter and the Buster Shot, which the Buster Shot's going to be very low quality here, but it's a removal spell. So I mean that's going to have to be the extent of what we have here. But at least hopefully with like the Bandle Painter, if we're able to assemble like a Thorn of the Rose or like a couple of the reforged units, it's not too hard for us to have cards to discard and get a bit of value, especially when we have 2 Yordle Squires to start with. So hopefully it's okay here. Okay, man, I keep seeing our boy Legion Rearguard down here with the brutal hunters, but there's just a better pack every time. There's a point where we would have to kind of like consider pivoting over to a Gruff Grenadier, right? We're getting a Bandle Commando either way. I do still intend on drafting another Katarina, but I mean, at what point do we just decide that we're kind of all in on the Poppy theme? I don't think we have to do it. I still like I do really like the Gruff Grenadier, but I don't think it solves our problems, right? I think our deck is coming together fine. We've got a pretty decent curve here. It's just this late game that's a problem. You know, Katarina's super good at the late game. She's actually like an 8-drop. Poppy's, you know, a good mid game to late game card, but I worry that if we just stack all super all in onto Bandle City, that we're not going to have a well-rounded deck here. So I'm going to take the Stone Stacker's Commando and still be kind of looking out for picking up some decent Noxus packs here, not being in an Allegiance. Okay, the Tusk Raider should be fine. I'm not a huge fan of Nox and Fervor here, although it could be okay with our kind of like unit generators, just having additional cards that could give it a bit of protection, but the Tusk Raider is going to be too good here. It's going to be our premiered late game closer. Oh, buddy, Yordle Ranger Part 2? Don't mind if we do. Welcome to the squad, my man. Okay, these are coming together. So with this, I'm kind of looking down here towards the Whirling Death Weapons of the Lost. We need a bit of interaction. We're getting halfway through the draft here. We only have a Calling Strike and a Buster Shot as our interaction, and kind of the thing with Whirling Death is it lets us deal with anything, sort of, kind of. You know, we can definitely get a big strike in, but Bandle City has horrible removal. Noxus is a little bit better, but there's no, say, like Vengeance style card, and Whirling Death is our means to kind of go way up in the damage. And Weapons of the Lost, I kind of want to give another shot. I initially didn't like it. As we've been playing a bit more, it's been growing on me a little bit. And I think I'd like to give it another go here. It does technically have a big unit attached to it, although we aren't humongous fans of the Shield Breaker. Okay. Ooh, our first option for Legion Marauder. I'm kind of interested in these. They don't play well with things like I was looking for I thought we picked up the Challenger Giver. We don't have the Challenger Giver. We don't have ways to give this a lot of protection, but if you're able to just stack like 3 or 4 of these into your deck, it can be so incredibly powerful. And so this is a good stack down here with the Bandle Commando, but I'm going to take the kind of higher payoff pack in the what's his name? And the Legion Marauder. And here, Arena Kingpin, absolutely fantastic. Ruined Reckoner is probably not going to be that great here. I guess we could try and Midnight Raid Poppy to give her the free attacks, but I think that's a little bit too far all in here. This Arena Kingpin is just an insanely powerful unit. Oh boy, Yordle Ranger number 3. we're gonna have so much defense today. All right, welcome to the squad. What do we do with this one? I'm kind of interested in a Single Keeper's Verdict, just as kind of a catch-all, do anything sort of removal spell. It's paired up with a 2-drop, which is nice, so I feel okay taking it here. Otherwise, these cards are, like the Whirling Death, Nox, and Fervor is better than the Calling Strike, Sharpened Resolve, but they don't, really solve any of our problems. Okay, the Bandle Tree. I'm not really excited about the Bandle Tree, but it does have an Arena Kingpin attached to it. This isn't really the deck where I think this would be good, but I have a really hard time passing on these kingpins. And our last one, it's looking to me like a Thorn of the Rose pack here. I do like the Sigil of Malice just a little bit more than Sharpened Resolve. Just its additional interactivity is quite good. We don't have like too much reputation stuff to cheapen this up, but I mean, if we're making scout attacks with Yordle Ranger, then we have a reasonable way to get that active. So, welcome to the team here. And then our last one, I think I'm okay to trade out Buster Shot. This is just going to be a little bit too tough to activate. I mean, we only have the one Bandle Commando because I wasn't taking them super aggressively. We have the two Arena Kingpins. It just doesn't seem like something that's going to be activated with much consistency. We get another Bandle Commando out of it, which is just absolutely fantastic 2-drop. Okay. So if you're new to the videos and what we do here, we live this pay-to-win lifestyle. We gotta turn something premium. That's how we activate the pay-to-win aspects of our deck. So let's see if we've got something here that we haven't leveled up yet that'll make it perform better throughout the basically the lifetime of the game, since they never turn unpremium. So let's see. We got Stone Stackers, Yordle Smith, Arena Kingpin. You're looking for cards that generate other cards as kind of the go-to, but given that we're playing Noxus Bandle City and that isn't an option, I think we'll go with the Kingpin for this update. Right. Get to premium, my man. Let's hit to it. Okay. Yeah. This came together well enough, I think. We got really good late game. I think, well, as far as our late game's concerned, we might have a bit of trouble actually closing out the game. We only have the one Armored Elephant. We don't have the big Overwhelm units or anything like that, so it might be a bit of a struggle in that sense, but we definitely got the premium top end up there. Okay, this looks like a reasonable start. We're on the odd attack token. I was looking to see if we could pull off one of these plays to where, say, like, we play the Legion Marauder on 3, then we get to open attack with it on 4 and protect it with a Calling Strike, but that's not really in the cards here. I'm just going to get rid of everything. Oh, get rid of everything. I'm sorry, get rid of the 2 removal spells. Kind of the downside to a Calling Strikes that only hits Xerath as far as these champions are concerned. Okay. No value obelisk sounds pretty good to me. And it's just like maybe we can just get the complete shut down onto Xerath with the Stone Stalkers. That would be nice. Just going commando. Oh, we don't have the attack token. Womp womp. Okay. Not bad. Not bad. There's that Whirling Death we were needing to stop some of this stuff. So if he plays a unit, it's very realistic that we could add the Hopeful and then Whirling Death down the Wastewalker or something. Okay. This might work out. He probably doesn't want to just like run his units into ours here, but don't think I'm quite ready for this. We can safely just like add more units to the board now. And all of the rest of our attacks are still pretty good. Weapons of the Lost will be nice next turn. But let's get to Maraudon. I think this is fine. It's tough for him to really add units that interact really positively with our board. Like if he has the destroy a landmark to give to make a unit, like that would be kind of bad. But this Whirling Death is just going to be fantastic here. All right, then we got the blockers for LeBlanc for days. These Alcats ready to come down and just get their blocks in. We can also pretty fresh discard to the Vandal Painter. So how are we doing this? Like the big thing I have for this turn is I'd like to bank one spell mana going into next turn, so that we can play our Weapons of the Lost. There's no landmarks that are relevant. Well, I guess I shouldn't say that. There's landmarks now that give like bonus attack, but it seems like a disaster for him if we get to keep adding more Alcats to the board. You are flipped, LeBlanc. So yeah, I can't remember. I did see last night, this morning, at some point in time that there's a few nerfs happening out here. The Shaped Stone only gives +2 attack. The the 6/4 Overwhelm is reduced to a 6/3, and then I feel like there was one more edit that's slipping my mind, but it was like the world's pre-patch, if you will, and I don't know when that's gone live. Okay. Oh, if he wants to block our little bird, then it's not. I just gave up on it. Okay. All right. So yeah, I'm not opposed to picking up additional Katarinas, right? This is, historically she's just been a kind of a supporting champion. And I was gonna say it really just kind of depends on the cards. And man, if there's gonna be cards to convince us to take Katarina, it's gonna be these. And so, Kato the Arm, Whirling Death, it's a fantastic set of dudes. And so I do kind of have like the ideas that she might, be at least a touch better now, at least in the current format, since she comes down and generates the Blade's Edges. And then there's a bunch of like Yordle Squires and a bunch of like 2/1 trap elusives and stuff running around. So she has a bit of additional targets for this, but this is good. We're officially a Katarina build around, though. We can. I'm probably gonna have to go and make like new thumbnail images for YouTube and all kinds of wild stuff like that. The struggle that is my life. There we go. Fizz. That's a fantastic reason to be playing Nami, or playing Nami. Shit, playing Katarina. He's ready to come down and throw that Blade's Edge at him. I still haven't had the chance to draft Nami. Like I haven't seen her as a potential pick at any point, and so still waiting, biding my time. Right? You gonna open on us? Sure thing. Where does that leave us? I think we want to get the Yordle Smith. They tend to have like a lot of not 3 health units, and so I think there's a realistic chance that we can get a full attack in next turn. Let's start with the commando. I don't want to advertise that I can give the Yordle Smith +1 attack right now. So let's see what they bring to the table. Yeah, your poison dart. Okay. Looks good. Then it's kind of an interesting next turn. If we're able to just bank the 3 mana, we can say Weapons of the Lost Nami. I don't think she's going to be able to flip anytime soon. Let's see. I mean, just adding an Alcat this turn's not that bad. Probably a little too greedy. You cast a spell, give 1/0 to the weakest other ally that isn't immobile. Okay. I don't worry about this like board he's building up. Just more so, I want to be able to assume that I'm safe in the middle of combat. So his weakest unit should be this 2-1 here in the middle. I don't think it makes its way over, or does it go by casting cost? It's the second thing. There's not any. Well, the 1-cost burst spell would have to be like Purple Berry Shake. I think we're safe to just like take 2 from this gearhead and then just try to kill it next turn. Is that it? Okay. I don't think the Yordle changes anything. Katarina still gets a unit off the board.
Let the bloodshed begin.
Should still be safe. I mean, it's a little suspect trying to throw Blade's Edges at Fizz, so we may just end up losing our commando here, but I don't think that's ultimately horrible. It's going to get like a do nothing spell out of them. Yeah, that's fine. Then we'll have the 2 mana banked up now if we want to, say, try to Weapons of the Lost on Nami. This is a little worrisome. I mean, maybe that was kind of greedy if Fizz is getting kind of close to flipping, but the other kind of side of the coin here is we can just like rally attack Katarina next turn, which when they're at 7 is moderately scary. I don't think they ever open on us here, which is gonna be our kind of saving grace. When are you? When you pick a card from randomly selected options, create a copy. Okay. Nami, don't go. Okay. Attack still seems a little less than ideal. Well, I guess he can hit us for 7, 8, 9. That's okay. Perfect. Perfect. Katarina's flip Shunpo. I'm not Death Lotus. I'm not used to having these flippable Katarinas. So my intent here is to attack and then see what they do with the Shellfolk. I assume it's either going to block our Kingpin or our Stone Stackers, and that kind of dictates if we're able to play Katarina and re-attack, or if we need to just get Sigil of Malice down. This is a not great place to be making trades though, since they're going to be able to refill their board a lot easier than we can. Katarina just doesn't feel like she's going to do it. Kind of scary. They're going to be able to get pretty wide here, but It's okay. That's good. -2 health Tusk Raider, so they still have to have a big boy to be able to take him down. Nice, that's right, Fizz. It is awkward in the sense we can't play both of our units now. I mean, we on the other flip side of the coin, we can double Katarina this turn and then double Katarina next turn. That might be the way we end up going about this. See, the prank is just to get Fizz into combat. Okay. And as the it's kind of a struggle in the sense that his units, his gearhead can just take down the Tusk Raider. You're so small, my man. This is our way to do it. This is I'm kind of looking at banking 1 mana. Let's see how that works out. If we bank 1 mana, we can Death Lotus in combat, and then use that as our way to get the kill with the Tusk Raider. I think this is okay. Might be fine here. Can Fizz do stuff? Stop all enemy spells and skills from targeting me. Okay. -1 power. Not awesome, but serviceable. Oh, well. I think we messed this up. I thought I was going to be able to get a rally with the Tusk Raider as well. It's like if we switch to this kind of plan, I don't think we can ever win because of the Fizz. I was expecting to have 1 more mana to be able to Tusk Raider. Alright, I think we just have to switch to Poppy now. We can still get 2 attacks in. Just he's going to be able to block everything. Dang, I feel like we messed this one up. We should have just played the Tusk Raider on his turn. No, is this in our deck? What? Oh, no, we just didn't play it. That makes sense, I guess.
Nothing feels better than the sun on your scales.
Blood for Noxus.
As the big boys to take down our Poppy. It's a little unfortunate. All right.
Easy does it.
That's too bad. That's sloppy. We definitely, like, I kind of had in my head that we need to be getting multiple of these Armored Elephants attacks in, but I kind of felt like I was in a spot to where I was going to be able to do the Armored Elephant and the Rally. But kind of standard FTP bust math there. But here, I'm not like excited about Thrashing Snappers, but I don't think Buster Shot's very good in this deck. It's too hard to activate, and the 4 mana slows kind of awkward. So pick up the cheaper play here. Move on to the next one. I'm sure we can recover. I'm not scared. Our Katarina deck is most certainly good enough to go to 7. Right, so I mean, Whirling Death is just not a particularly good way to try and answer a Teemo. So I think it's safe enough to mulligan away. Oh, here come all the values from the Bandle tree. Boop. All right, all the Katarinas. It's just like anything else, please. It's actual anything else we can play. But we're gonna be ready to get our Katarina Poppy combos off here in a turn.
No one gets in my way.
All right, this is traditionally horrible, right? This is one of these things where I equate this in Magic to playing the turn 1 Lightning Bolt, where you're just not able to get enough value out of the unit. We could have just banked there, but no, this is supremely awkward. We just got to take 6. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. I mean, we could add Katarina as a means to try and get a block onto the small unit, but then when she strikes, she's going to return to hand. Okay. All right, but that played out okay-ish.
All right, team. Adventure time.
I'm a peddler, not a meddler.
Turning yourself in?
Interesting. Wish we had a way to protect this Poppy when we get an additional attack in. I feel like we probably want to have like a little bit more board before we go all in on her. So I mean, like this turn we can add Stone Stackers, bank 3, next turn a Yordle Ranger, and then make some big attacks. Oh, okay. Well. You were not long for this world either way, Poppy. Still, we got some pretty big combos coming out here. That's what life's all about, the big combos. Gotta preserve our health a little bit here, right? He's able to throw a big old bunch of puff caps on us. And so I want to have the contest for these units on board. It's scary once we fall down to like 10. So this feels safe enough for the moment. I'm gonna take the +1. I'm gonna play the Ranger and just go ahead and +1 it. And we can get some good attacks in.
I've got a new tactic. I'm not letting Scout drop you on an enemy, Peppy.
Ready for all these Ranger attacks. Get these Katarinas going with the Rangers. That's where the magic happens. Another beam? Come on, dude. It's gonna be another beam, isn't it? Put a follower on top of the deck. Okay. switch over to this attack. Getting low enough, these impacts start to be pretty scary. All right, yeah, we just need a rally and we're fine. So hopefully we can ace this next turn. Feel like that was quite greedy. I thought coup de grace put the unit on top of your deck. What happened here? Place an enemy fall. Oh, place an enemy faller into the deck. Then they draw one. It's the heroic strike that puts them on top of the deck. Got it. Understood. Takes me a bit of time to get used to these new cards. Not one of my strong suits. Okay. Which one of these? You've probably seen the one on the right. There we have it. All right, not knocking us out that easy. Misplay one, play decent the next one, right? that's how you all get maximum learning and maximum value out of the trial. Just try and go for 13 games. Let's see here. Trading out the Bandle trees is fantastic. I mean, the Wrathful Rider is not great here. We don't have the ways to give it quick attack, but the Bandle tree is just not anything our deck is trying to do. Okay. Okay. It's cool stuff that we can do, though, right? This Katarina's got a home in here. It's a little awkward with her and Poppy in the sense that, you know, you attack with Poppy and then you just end up losing the bonus because she returned to hand, but it's still cool. All right, let's see if some of these nerfs show up in this. I don't remember a patch downloading, but that doesn't mean it didn't happen. And so look for a little bit better of a curve when we found it. They're nerfing the Azir Irelias prior to Worlds. Yeah, we're probably good to just pick up the plus attack now. This tends to be one of these matches where if they're actually full on with the tokens, where we just sit around and try and trade back and forth. So, or not trade, but just like they have these ephemeral units that can't block. So it gets a little awkward for them. It's not a bad one. Not a bad one. Let's at least get our impact down. It can't kill our unit. Damage. Got him. Man, I want to try the impacts with the plunders now, right? We just had that. Jesus. That was massive amount of thunder. No. It's like the hurricanes in New Orleans, right? There's no way it's made its way up to the Midwest. Jesus, that shook the house. All right, and I guess we had the big shutdown here, but this has to be quite good for us if they're not able to attack with the Diaz. These units are weak, so we can still attack with our impacts. Do we want a Tiny Spear? That doesn't seem very good. Okay. We'll get wider than them eventually. We have to get the double hopefuls next turn. I dig it. That gives us a humongous open. I mean, I don't think we want to be going for the Wrathful Rider. How else do we feel about this? The Keeper's Verdict onto the Greenglade duo doesn't seem ideal. Let's at least go for good blockers. We can shut down a handful of these Sand Soldiers with our Toughs. this should be enough to shut down his Sandcrafter as well. Oh, well, we'll still go for it. I mean, if he's got a shaped stone, I think kind of is what it is. We can't just let him go ham on us. All right, and so now, like, the open is what looks good, but it's like our damage just doesn't quite matter here. So I'm going to go with the Wrathful Rider. I assure you that he's going to add a unit to the board to boost up his Green Glade duo. But this gives us a shot. Now, what do we think here, actually, though? What if we give an impact +1 attack, then we hook the Doomkeeper, and then try and just Keeper's Verdict the duo next turn? I think I like this. So let's see, we can do this one. I think we want to put the Spear. I mean, he's just never blocking this small unit, right? So just this? Okay, that seems good. We're like so far away from just like completely chunking them down. I think this is a safe way to do it. Okay. Almost ground out of cards here. Draw the champion. Not a bad combo, my man. So, well, let's see which one he picks up. Irelia. She's fine. Let's dumpster on this Green Glade duo. Right, she's nowhere near flipping. She's at 5 of 14. Not bad. Not a bad trade of six mana for 1. Not bad, dude. But now if he attacks with Irelia, we can at least Whirling Death down the Green Glade duo. Oh, we get a block. We get a block. Take 4. Okay. Okay, so we get a block and a block. We take 3. Okay, so we can challenge down Irelia now. Our open's nowhere near lethal, but hopefully we've ground them down enough. All right, well that's a reasonable way to pick up a bunch of cards here at the end of the game. Oh my gosh. Oh, we are hosed now. Can at least get a potential Whirling Death onto Irelia. How can we deal with this swap in? Right, we get to burst on this, right? Or he gets to burst in Irelia, but then we still get to play more cards, I think. Got one. I mean, I'd imagine you'd just snapped it off if it was a spell. But Homecoming protects his Irelia. Okay. Yeah, I think we're probably out of reach now. We have to hook the Blossoming Blade. Oh, he's still got a blocker. Crescent Strike's interesting. It doesn't help us beat a... The big problem now is going to be the Blade Dance, right? Okay. Sad noises.
I tend not to forget, but to remember.
Okay. We gotta just block everything.
Relax, everyone.
We'll swap in the Irelia, but we won't die. If we leave 2 blades, then it can swap Irelia to another blade and just kill us. Oh, going to the face place, huh? Interesting. Alright, this is unfortunate if he has another unit, right? But if he doesn't have another unit in hand, this completely blanks his attack. Okay. So we're dead is what you're saying. So close. So close. I guess we got to double check and make sure it's lethal, but I don't think we can win on our turn, even if we can survive this attack. No, that's 4. Okay. Oh, just a little bit short. Maybe we should have been a little bit more protective of our stone stackers so that we could have just blocked more of those blades. Interesting. But nonetheless, moving forward, happy enough to pick up our boy Rearguard. Sigil of Malice is another pretty low quality removal spell. We have traded out a ton of removal at this point, but I think what we have is still good, right? The Calling Strike, 2 Whirling Deaths, and what do you call? Well, we actually got 5. The Keeper's Verdict, Weapons of the Lost. I think that's okay. Just trade out these low quality ones. All right, Katarina, we can do this. This is your build around. You may not get another build around for literally years, so you gotta carry us farther in this one. But yeah, I think that was ultimately our problem there. Like if we go like way back in time where we traded off our 2/1 stone keepers for our opponent's 2/1 predictor. Like I think if we had like we could have had 3, right? 3 stone stackers on the board, and it's just like forever blocks with all those tough units down. I think we handled that poorly. Okay, well Poppy's too strong to pass up, and so we'll hang on to the commando and our Poppy. Not a bad curve against darkness. Like to be as aggressive as possible against these people. You people. But I mean, we got the full curve here. We got the full 6 mana of units in the first 3 turns, and then we can follow up with Poppy, and so hopefully that's enough here. We're just never blocking with the stone stackers, right? But it's probably the safer ad. Don't have to worry about his damage here anyways. Right, he's never gonna outrace us. Or outdamage us. The complete control deck card advantage kind of thing. Commando, ready for action. Okay. It's going to be unfortunate to lose our Commando, so hopefully they just play cards. Right? I'm really looking to get this, like, open attack with Poppy. Ooh. Nice. Is there a world where they pass? I think there's a world where they pass, so we have to go ahead and throw her down. Then we can open attack next turn. She's very susceptible to Black Spear, but I like having this big open where she can Whirling Death something down if combat gets out of hand. Well, I guess she has to Whirling Death down the Spirit Leech. So if he tries to get like overly clever here, I'm more than okay to block something with an Owlcat. This is a great block onto Spirit Leech, but these other units will interact positively with the board once we get Poppy going. Gotta open. Can't have them throwing down crumbles onto our Poppy. We got to Whirling Death this. We can't let this Poppy fall to 1 health and then be susceptible to darkness. Shouldn't have a removal spell. I guess the safer target is we get the impact as well, right? So we'll get an additional damage this way, since the impact works when you're striking in combat. Right, strikes while attacking. Frownies. That's bad. That is bad. At least, I mean, he has to spend 3 mana on the darkness next turn. He can't let us just open with Poppy. Sure.
What do you see up there, Pip? For the millionth time, shouting ruins the recon!
Alright, but yeah, he has to darkness this turn, so I'd say this is going to be the end of what he's able to do. Okay. Are you done, or are you swinging? Okay. Works for me. So now if he wants to interact with our Yordle Ranger next turn, like if he blocks, then he's going to need to play another unit behind. I kind of envision that we're going to be able to do something big with Wrathful Rider, but Kato is also an interesting addition here. Any more? All right. So we just get to face smash now. What do we got? 5, 10, 13. It's lethal if he doesn't have anything else. Just a math problem at this point. The 8 plus 6 is the most we can do. He's going to have to block Kato. What are we, 1 short? We got an impact in here. Yeah, he'll be 1 short with the block on Kato. Alright, let's see if we can do it. So close. So close. This is how I suspect, like, initially envisioned a lot of these darkness matchups, right? This is how I kind of suspected it would go. Like, you have to just be ultra aggressive and try to get through them. Like, if they have to spend their time, like, playing an understated unit to put a darkness in hand and spend that darkness. Like that, it's a great card advantage engine. Don't get me wrong, but it just takes a long time to get rolling, and so I think a lot of aggro decks should be okay in that sense. And then kind of on the flip side, their card advantage engine is generating darknesses, which feels like it should almost always be worse than just generating invokes. Well, let's start with the Owlcat. I assume he's gonna play another card. The Yordle Ranger is just too slow here. We don't want to be opening with a scout. We want to be opening with our whole squad. This plays darkness. We've got this one won. It might have been a little greedy. Maybe we should have played the Ranger and the Yordle Scout, because we're just going to be hooking Vigar either way. That way we could have been a little bit more protected from like a weird like Withering Whale, Grasp of Darkness, double Withering Whale, some kind of weird play like that. Okay, but yeah, now we're gonna take this Poppy. It's got our 4th Yordle Ranger, doing all the rangering. Oh, that's a ton of those things. All right, cool. Like what's happening here. Okay, here comes the scrap heap. Let's see. We can hang on to the stackers. I don't know. What's our answer to Teemo? Katarina? Like, sure. Okay. All the stackers. Okay. So many stackers. I mean, come on, bud. Like, at what point do we go for the Katarina? It's like I don't really like it here. Do really like this Legion Marauder here, though. It's like the extent of their 3/3s is pretty low. Let's go for it. It's certainly a kind of must-answer unit. But like, if they trade off their like Puffcat Peddler, then fine. But they have like so many cards that don't interact favorably with this. I assume he doesn't have a Mystic Shot, right? Mystic Shot would have been better before we attack, because he doesn't know that we don't have more Legion Marauders in our deck. Oh, that was bootyful though. Oh, okay, we still didn't die. All right, I take it back. That's fine. That's okay. All right, so you gonna open on us? I'm kind of like okay with just giving up on Teemo at this point, and shooting down this Trifarian Glory Seeker. It sucks to have to add Katarina, but I would be okay with that. Okay, he has answered it. So now the new question is, how much do we want to protect Kato the Arm? And I kind of like protecting him with Sharpened Resolve. We're not going to win this game on like this attack, but a few turns from now, if we're able to get Kato going with Katarina, it's just a humongous play. Kato time. Then like this. Let's attack in with the weaker one. Didn't expect this. I assumed he was just going to block with the chump. Okay. Hey, bud. Are the pets not high quality enough? Too much neglect. All right, so the way I'm seeing this now is we can still ignore Teemo. Like, he can get a flipped hit in. If he open flips on us, then kind of like whatever. But if he tries to play a unit, then we can't keep his verdict Teemo away. That's fine, whatever. The way I'm still seeing this, though, is we can play Katarina this turn and the Hopeful this turn, and then next turn have a huge open. Excellent, excellent. Just got to keep Katarina out of combat. It's kind of awkward if she strikes her way away. Assume that the Glory Seeker still comes in and hooks Kato. Okay.
Success is planting your mushroom
Okay. It's done the old Teemo thing, and he's going all in on Teemo now. Okay. I think this is fine. We can. The first hit's not a game ender. It's going to get us up to like 3 damage a turn, but a second hit from Teemo will be a catastrophe. But we got a big old attack coming in here. Do one of these. He just has to block with everything now, right? His Teemo should be going away.
spoil the surprise?
Is this going to be a get excited? Stun onto Katarina. Awkward. Don't know if we can recover from that one. Let's start with the Snapper. Still want to be able to keep his verdict if he starts playing cards. Let me get this out of here. Ugh. The stun. Okay, okay. We're kind of like right at average. So let's do the stackers now. This will be a leave us the Keeper's Verdict mana again. Also, if he tries to get clever and attack, we can make blocks with Katarina, but all right, everybody, do that thing where you hold onto your butt cheeks. See if we survive. I don't see the little thing turn up. All right, squad. Did we do it? Did we do it? That's the stuff right there. Nice. Oof. Oof. Welcome to the casino. Okay, so what are we doing here? Not real interested in incisive tacticians. We're not going to be hitting rallies frequently enough to make this a kind of cost-effective unit. Even at 6 mana, probably still wouldn't want it. Don't want any more Keeper's Verdicts. It's too expensive. It is interesting with the Legion Drummer for the stackers. I like the stackers a little bit more in this deck, I do believe, because we just don't have the challengers to make it particularly interesting. It is nice to have that support for Poppy, but I don't think that's going to happen frequently enough to really warrant it. Maybe it's okay. What do we? Oh, it's so great with Yordle. Oh, if we give the Yordle Smith +1 attack, then we can quick attack the Legion Drummer. But at that point, our whole team has quick attack, doesn't it? This is close. Works well with the Legion Marauder, and we got it. We gotta just pick up these quick attacks. We can at least protect her a little bit with the Yordle Squires as well. Maybe making the Marauder or the Drummer a 3/3 could be interesting. Right. Off we go. See if I get scared by any more of this thunder. It's weird. I looked at the Weather Channel. That's way more effective than actually looking outside. I'd have to open this window up behind me if I want to look outside. Does not appear that there should be weather. So, who's right? That loud fucking noise banging out there or the Weather Channel? All right, back to the action here, though. I think like Calling Strike's kind of an odd one. It doesn't hit Poppy, does hit Ezreal. I think I'm just going to go ahead and get rid of it. I assume that they're only playing one copy of Ezreal. I'm probably kind of okay with them just like trying to play Mystic Shots on all of our Yordle Squires, so I think that's okay. Pick the plus attack here. We haven't seen our plus health plan on the Legion Drummer come into fruition here, so I think the bonus attack will be okay. Those are problems, though. Absolutely brutal for our deck to deal with these things. We have no answer to Bandle Commando. Okay. So we have to open. I can't be just trading these bros for the Owlcat. And then, holy shit, are you serious? Wow. Okay. I'm gonna come out here and make a blocker. Look at me. I got a 3 healther ready to get in here. So I think the question kind of comes down to this is like, who's going to have a better late game, right? I mean, we have a ton of these Yordle Rangers, so if we can just stall out for a little bit, I think we'll be okay. We got to get a Whirling Death on this turn. The Cavalier's kind of ignorable. Okay, you're officially our big blocker today, Tefarian Hopeful. That's it? Okay. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna make a 4/4 and get in. I like it. We gotta get something out of these removal spells. This hand is awkward. Man, how does he have so many more cards for us? I guess he's 2 for 1 just twice, right? He hit the Allegiance on the one thing, and then he got the second unit out of Hungry Owlcat. That's how we did it. Can't wait to spend 6 mana on these little units. Nothing else we can really do today, though. Well, we're starting to kind of develop these potential good attacks. Like the way I've kind of think that this matchup goes, or playing against the Yordle's deck is you can't be making trades, right? Like look at this. Like he has 1-drops that he can be adding to the board. He can get all this easily just refill. I have to assume that he's probably just got like another unit in his hand as well. And so we just don't want to be making trades. Otherwise, I think this is all completely safe and fine. So we're going to get another good Whirling Death here. This is probably your scary unit, and we also get to blast in for 1,000,000. But right, because the idea is if, say, we sit here and we make a trade back and forth, then our opponent can just completely refill and it just nullifies whatever's happening here. But if we come out here and use the 6-unit max, then we have a way to come in and kind of shut down what they're trying to do, right? Because they're going to have to either just replace their units or just like, slam everything in and hope to get a trade. And so I think this is all pretty fantastic. See, he's completely full now. We have blocks. They aren't good blocks because of the Yordle Smith, but I think this is the general strategy. This turn's going to be a pain in the ass because we just don't have good blockers here. But I think that's the way that this matchup has to be approached. Okay, so Kato's our only good block. Welcome to the blocking zone. We need to get something else in here. Yordle Squire will block the next biggest one. All to one, that's kind of scary against a deck with impacts. So let's get one more block in, I think. Go to 3. Okay. I think that Megamorph probably won him the game. We don't have a good answer to a lot of this board now, but we're going to give it a shot. Need a way to protect Kato. There's a Poppy.
Poppy, we didn't prepare you a villainous theme.
Oh, that's okay.
Hopefully he doesn't have a blocker that can stop Poppy. If he doesn't, we can get double attacks in this turn. Oh no, you got the strike? Okay, okay, this seems real positive. He's just trying to generate randos. Oh, Katarina's okay, right? She'll bounce back off of this strike. He's only got 2 attack units, so we can attack with the hopeful as well. Oh, Kato doesn't grow though. That kind of sucks. Still getting a ton of damage in, but we could have saved Kato for our second attack, maybe.
Violence solves everything. I know.
Okay, so he plays a unit, then he kind of has to block with everything, right?
Remember what I told you?
Swing low, send him sky high. I'll make you proud. Ready, Hammer?
Has to block with everything. Has to block everything because of our big overwhelm. I think.
Oh, I can fix that.
All right, we might have got ourselves out of this one. He's also got to contend with Katarina coming down and giving us a rally. That's too awkward, giving him 2 units.
Remember to roll.
Okay, so... Oh, okay. Good. Excellent. But yeah, I think that strategy is the way to go, right? If we're just sitting here making trades, then that's playing into their strategy. We just want to sit down and hold the board, like get attacks in with 3 threes so that they don't get a trade. They just have to kind of come in and just start like whittling them down. You do run into the downside if they're able to get that big quick attack in, but outside of that, I think this is the way to do it. And then here I'm looking at the mini morph. I think our top end is good enough between having 4 Yordle Rangers, and so I want to pick up the kind of catch anything removal spell. So the next time we run into Poppy or the like, we have a way to handle her. Cool. Cool. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, I wonder in that Yordles match as well if we should just take the shield every time. Right? Like, who cares if they give the bonuses? I think, yeah, it's all about those blockers. Maybe that is the matchup where we just come in and take the shield every time. Alrighty. Definitely need some more aggression against a Darkness Senna deck. There we go. We got our curve. Do we take the shield? I don't think we can take the shield here because we have the Yordle Smith in our hand.
Looking for a hero for my hero. You're not a hero, right?
Okay. I think I still like making that attack here. This is kind of a different matchup. But there is a world where they just don't block with that unit here. Okay, so the quick attackers are kind of important in the sense that if they have that, like the strike unit that makes the darknesses grow, they don't do anything here. This is kind of odd. I'm gonna say this feels like he wants to play like a Buru, but it's not the case. Okay. All right. It's a decent enough target for Katarina. Can't stop the Vandal Commando. This is such a weird set of cards coming. I mean, I guess it's just not a darkness built around. Weird though. You're to kill your dude. that's the plan for the day. I'm gonna kill your dude. Kingpin down. Okay. We take the spear. It's like I kind of like the shield in the sense we can protect our ranger with it now. Right. Our hand isn't exactly full of good attacks here. Okay. Interesting. Well, you just take one more damage and block the squire. Weird. Huh. Not what I was expecting. So, I mean, the big thing we're going to be pushing towards now is getting these big Yordle Ranger attacks in. Would kind of like to bank some mana, so if they play Senna, we can throw her away. Maybe we just add Stone Stackers and bank 3.
I got your 6 shortcakes. Love it, Big Mama.
Tristan is ignorable. This is awkward. Well, as far as these units go, I think this is fine. It's so bad. If he like plays Senna next turn and then is able to like mess with our attacks with his quick attacks or fast spells, I'm not a huge fan of that. I think this is fine. We probably have to go for the anti-Senna play. Now that he doesn't have Senna, we're a little bit safer. And he missed his allegiance.
I've got a new tactic. I'm not letting Scalp drop you on an enemy, Peppy.
Tristana's Buster Shot. Okay. Can't imagine he's attacking here, but this makes me feel a little bit safer if we just go ahead and protect the ranger. Oh, that's fine. Yeah, the commando makes sense. Alright, so how much can we... Oh, we just picked up Calling Strike? This should be safe. Time for Calling Strikes is now. We care. I think it's a reasonable target for a stun. Let's just go ahead and boost up our team. The next turn we can start making like big Katarina plays if we need to.
Sit tight and shut up.
I like it. I like it. Your blocks are officially not good. It's beneficial. Now, we can put the Grenadier like in front of the Thorn of the Rose, which looks like his only good one. Which I think is okay.
Follow my lead.
Are you really going for value here? Seems like a risky proposition. Alright, so I mean, we'll see how this goes. We have a couple of options in the sense of, do we want to like try and heroic strike the Soul Gorger? Absolutely not, now that we picked up Whirling Death. Oh, and I forget, they got the little eyeballs on the cards now to indicate to us that they've been seen. Things coming in on the Thorn, it makes sense. Nice. Well done, squad. Okay, getting ourselves ready for that final battle. So, as far as these go, I think 2 Keeper's Verdicts feels like a lot. So I think I'm going to go ahead and trade one of these out. The Bandle Painter is a okay-ish unit either way. We have a lot to discard to it. Not trading out Poppy, keeping our 1 Verdict. Balladeers are good, but I want to hang on to our Drummer. It's just too on theme with what we're doing. After we made the big decision if we wanted to keep it or not. All of these are passable. I don't want Sharpened Resolve. All of the cards to the left are good. We have 1 Mini-Morph, Weapons of the Lost. I think I want to hang on to over Thorn of the Rose. So that's a skip. The Thorn of the Rose for Balladeers is kind of interesting. I do like the utility that we get out of the Thorn of the Rose and having the stun, but the Balladeers just feel like more on theme with what we're doing here. Both of them generate a unit either way. And our last one, Brutal Hunter. I do like the interactiveness out of it, but let's check out these other ones. Tenor of Terror. It's very easy for us to play created cards. I think this is probably where we want to go. Where are we at as far as created cards go? 3 Squires. Getting rid of the Balladeer. Maybe we don't have as many as I thought. 2 Painters. Katarina generates 1. We do have impact. I kind of like the impacts with our Katarina plays as well. All right, cool. We're ready. Yeah, some of those I wasn't 100% sure on, but it's okay. It's early in the format. All right, good deal, Katarina. We were a little bit worried about this Katarina build around there at the beginning, but we clawed our way to the end. We made it to the final battle. Pretty cool. Okay, the tokens again. We've learned our lesson with the with our tough unit. We got to keep our tough unit around if we can. Everybody's getting their tokens in before the nerfs hit. Okay, and I think I want to go for the health here. We're definitely going to be the opponent's going to be the aggro in this match, not us. And Poppy. Interesting. So, I assume he's like not gonna attack with Azir, but if we want we just can't get blockers on the sparring student, right? I guess we can just ignore this. So he's going to attack. Let's let the attack happen. then the question becomes, how do we handle this with Poppy? Do we want to just get the Kingpin down or the two bigger units? And I'd say we just want to get the bigger units here. I'm not going to risk a block. Losing our drummer to a Shaped Stone is going to be catastrophic, and I want to be able to quick attack Poppy here.
Looking for a hero for my hero. Poppy! Poppy! I found a hero!
Yeah? Where? What are you looking at me for?
Alright, ready for it. So like a Doomkeeper would be kind of awkward here. But if he just has like a single unit, then I think this is quite good for us. Like if he's just trying to play a Sandcrafter or whatever the 3/5 is, I think this is a pretty big turn. Especially if we're able to get these Katarina Poppy attacks started. That's what the deck's all about, right?
The butcher craves blood. Chase them down.
Okay.
Die.
Looks good to me.
Gonna find a gift.
Uh-oh. No, are you going to open on our Poppy? Oh, this guy just got nerfed, too. I think they made it a 4-2 instead of a 4-3. Oh, dear. Dear. How many of these do we want to spend? If they have any combat trick, that'll be enough to take Poppy down. So let's just go ahead and add one. And Kingpin. Well, if we're going to be real, we probably have to get Katarina in now. We need her to be attacking next turn.
See what I see. Carry it with you. Emperor.
Do we need to give any other boosts? I don't think so. Okay. How far away are you? 4? 4 away from flipping Azir. Still feel safe? No. No, we do not. He's gonna turn his sparring student into a 5/5.
Sand and blood.
Wrap 'em up tight.
Okay, and then it comes down now to, do we want to prevent the damage from the sand soldiers? Yeah, that's what I figured. He's oh, it's just additional damage he's punching in now. Okay, gotcha. Get a block here. Get a block here. All to 4. We do have this Keeper's Verdict to throw at Azir if we want. We can't prevent any other damage anyway, so this is where the blocks are. So I don't think we're going to be adding Katarina next turn. She's just going to be a little bit too slow. I do like the Bandle Commando Kingpin plus Hungry Owlcat as the means to just get a completely full board. Kato's not strong enough to end here.
It's good to be the king.
Okay.
You best believe I don't play.
Okay. We're safe for the moment. Ooh, Whirling Death feels good.
Shape what you want without mercy.
We can block Ruin Runner with Poppy. Okay. Our other option here is to say Keeper's Verdict Azir, who's about to flip. As it stands, like the Ruin Runner was probably his card that he had in his hand last turn, and he just couldn't play it. I think this is okay, since we have Whirling Death. Makes him also makes him attack right now. The actual perfect draws. Insane. Actual perfect, right? He had one card in his hand last turn, so he had to draw both Ruthless Predator and the thing back to back. I don't think we have a way out of this one. Does Poppy striking in combat give us some bonus attack? That's too bad. We. All right, well, we at least got far with our cool deck. I mean, maybe there was a way we could have prevented a couple more damage in that game, but we could. I guess we could have like blocked a sparring student on the previous turn or something. But oh damn, that's savage. Like the actual the. I mean, I guess like any combat trick probably no, not any combat trick because we were just gonna block his dude with Poppy. So all right, that is what it is, I guess. Nonetheless, I thought this was a pretty cool deck. It is not necessary to be drafting around Katarina, if we're going to be real about it. But I did think that this was a pretty cool idea, right? As far as Katarina goes, if you are looking to take advantage out of attacking multiple times in the same turn, then like Poppy is absolutely a real serious way to go about that, right? Just giving the entirety of your team +1/+1 multiple times, that should end the game in short order. And so a pretty powerful little set of abilities we pieced together here. Glad to get multiple Katarinas going. If you're being like realistic and not trying to just call your call your draft to build around of a champion, and to make that happen, you have to have 2 copies of it. Then sure, you would have preferred to have just had 3 Poppies and 1 Katarina, but I like a lot of the ideas going on here. Just like so many of these Poppy cards play fantastically with rallies. Like the Bandle Commandos work great, getting the Nexus Strikes for additional units, having the things like Tenor of Terror to get multiple impact units in. There's the other impact unit in the Stone Stackers. Just a lot of very interesting combos back and forth with these cards that our constructed brethren may not be taking notice of. And so I don't want to imply that this is high powered enough for constructed, but that's really what I love about Expedition and limited formats is taking these kind of niche combos, if you will, and trying to make the best out of it that you can. Like our previous trial with using Ziggs and the 1-cost landmark generator for plunders and Gangplank. Shit's cool, right? You don't get to do that in Constructed, but that's something that you can piece together here in Expedition, and that is what, in my opinion, what separates drafting the good cards decks compared to the other decks. Like I don't think the good cards decks ever end up as strong as these like this potentially do. And then number 2 is the thing that there's just like such a skill gap between being able to draft competently and not, and being like the edges that you gain in constructed are tend to be small, right? The the highest level constructed player compared to a diamond or a platinum layer, like the advantages they get are just like a matter of like percentage points, just like a handful. Like if the best constructed player is like 10% better than a platinum player, that's a huge gap. But comparing like what would be like a master's level drafter compared to like a platinum level drafter is just humongous gap in the difference there. And it's the ability to put together decks like this, saying like, okay, how do we take advantage of this Katarina? We even knew before we saw the next pack that like Poppy was going to be a great way to do it, and it turned out that it was pretty cool. But nonetheless, yeah, a lot of other cool things happening here. I wish we could have found better ways to use our Legion drummers, but I do like the idea of using Legion drummer to also protect your Poppy, and so Noxus in general might be just a decent pairing with Poppy. The things that make her weak, she has this absolutely ridiculous and fantastic early game. Her late game is garbage. It just doesn't exist. Like, yes, we got 4 Yordle Rangers, but that's going to be like few and far between, right? You often have to go like out of your way just to ensure that you have like a 5-drop in your deck. And so the Noxus helps fill that in. I wasn't planning on having 6 Yordle Rangers. I was really just planning on having like 2 or 3 Armored Elephants. But it was cool where we ended up here. And then her interaction is horrible. She has no combat tricks outside of purple berry shake, the thing that turns the unit into a 3/3, and then there's like the handful of things like mini morph and a couple of strikes. But being able to jump into Noxus and have both good late game and good removal spells were pretty fantastic pickups here. Even knowing that there'd be a handful of just medium quality units that would be able to slot in that could be better than Poppy's early game. So yeah, interesting little set of cards. I would have also been kind of interested if we were able to piece together some of the go wide stuff out of Noxus, right? If we're just flooding the board with Poppy, then things like Decisive Maneuver, things like Arena Ogre, things like Arena Battlecaster should all be pretty interesting cards as far as Poppy's concerned. Oh man, just getting this combo of like Yordle Smith, Arena Battlecaster, and then just having a bunch of dudes from Balladeers and from Bandle Commando. God, that seems right up my alley. I'd love to draft that as well. So yeah, a lot of cool stuff that we can piece together here with this Poppy. Pretty interesting, pretty interesting. But I do believe that is going to do it for us today. Looks like we got some shiny things over here to click on. It's not a cat, but I guess some people like different things. And what else do we got here? Some kind of capsule. Nice. Got to collect these commons so we're not spending wild cards all the time. And then that is going to do it. And so I hope everyone enjoyed the trial today. You learned how to be a little more relentless with your Poppy decks. You maybe learned a thing or two along the way and had a good time watching. This is Bust, and we thank you for being here.